Hey guys, as promised I'll be doing a recording settings video. A lot of you have been requesting this, so let's get straight into it. First of all, if we go to video, I use my native resolution for both of these. I don't use a downscale filter as I don't have my output resolution at a different resolution, and these should normally match. Fractional FPS value on 237, this should be matched to your monitor hertz or just something above 60, as if it's 60 it won't be the best quality. With a denominator of 1, this should always be 1. If we go to our audio, I use my sample rate at 48 kilohertz, but this should generally be higher. For your audio, just have your selected microphone. For that output, and if we go to recordings, just save it to wherever you want. You always want your recording format in MP4, as this will give you the smoothest looking video and the most consistent. Encoder, don't worry if this is AMD or if you have any other GPU, just use the H.264. I don't use any rescaling output, as this will just make your video look bad. Encoding settings, these are very important. Rate control, I use CBR, this is the best one for most consistent and vibrant video. Your bitrate should be 80,000, but try not to copy this and find your own. You should tamper with this, maybe make it higher, make it lower to fit your PC the best, and just find a good sweet spot. Keyframe interval, I use 2 seconds. Preset, quality, and profile high. If we go to advanced settings, I use processing priority on high. This should always be on high, unless you're on a budget PC and it needs to be on a different setting. For video, I use Direct 3D11. Color range should always be on full, and this will make your videos look very vibrant and very nice looking. And that's about it. Let's head straight over to our Vegas Pro settings. So to start off in Vegas, I've put a clip in here just for an example. So first of all, let's have a look at our project settings. So if you go to the preview, top left of this preview, there's a project video properties settings, and you can copy this. Just make sure your frame rate's on the same as your OBS, or yeah, bad stuff will happen. So make sure this is set to 237. I've got my smart resample on, and that's about it. Just my width is the same as the video I put in, and that's about that. So, and yeah, you can copy that, you can pause and copy. So now let's render this. But before we do, a lot of you say I use motion blur or RSMB. I think I have it on here. Yeah, I do, but I do not have any settings. You might be wondering why I have so many BBC plugins and like Sapphire plugins, for example. But that's just for my montages that I make. I don't use them on my videos or anything. So for my render settings, for my, yeah, I have 31 gigabytes left. This is because my computer's on life support and I need to buy a hard drive, but I haven't been bothered yet. Anyways, so for the normal videos, I use 4K resolution with a height of the 4K resolution. The frame rate on just below 60. This will make it look lovely and smooth. I don't have any of this. My variable bitrate on, but try to have this on 70,000. I did, but because I have like 30 gigabytes of storage left, I had to lower this to 60 million instead. For the encode, use your GPUs, not the ACV, the VCE instead. Preset, there shouldn't be any preset. RC mode, VBR, and if this is all blurred out, make sure you've got constant bitrate turned off and include video on. For my project, this is very important. You should have your video rendering quality on best. Use project settings. You might think that using a full color range would make it look nice here, but trust me, it doesn't. And these are just settings that you don't need. Sample rate, it should be the same as your OBS. And bitrate, I just have it on this, so you can copy this if you want. And that's what I use for my videos. For my render settings, for my montages, this is what it looks like. You can just copy them here. I got a higher bitrate as they're shorter videos, so you can make them look nicer. And it's all just the same here. So for my After Effects, I use this sometimes. I don't use it a lot, but when I do, it's for montages and that. So I'll just add it to render queue. Now my render settings are pretty basic. I've got the quality on best and everything like that. You can just copy these if you want. And my frame rate on 60. So here I've just got a montage that I made the other week, and what I use for this, for my export settings, I use custom. I'll just wait for it to load. So I use custom, the same as my OBS, H.264. The frame rate size 4K, the frame rate 60, and you can copy these. I'll go through them slowly. Cool, and that's my Adobe Premiere Pro settings. So after rendering, your video should look pretty smooth, like as smooth as this. And if it doesn't, make sure you've followed every step and every render setting. And yeah, let's get into the Fortnite settings. So firstly, these are my display settings. These are my keybinds. You can pause them. These are my audio settings. These are just personal preference really. These are my keyboard and mouse settings. These are my double movement settings. I use in-game double movement. Thank you so much for watching to the end. A sub to the channel would be appreciated if you enjoyed. You can like the video if you liked it. And yeah, that's everything. If you have any more questions, don't be scared to ask me in the comments. I'll reply to most of your questions. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, guys.